You are watching KAVU 25 News Now weekends at 5:30.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amaya Norman. Immigration enforcement attracted a crowd in El Paso at a town hall meeting on Saturday. The county sheriff met with residents. Oscar Ugarte explained how his office would comply with a new state law while trying to minimize fear and division in the community. The new law requires every county sheriff in Texas to enter into an agreement with ICE. Now, Ugarte says his office will check whether any criminals booked into the county jail have any outstanding federal warrants. If so, the county will alert ICE. But Ugarte made it clear his sheriff deputies would not stop people in the streets and ask them their immigration status. And in New Jersey, 2 people were killed when a car crashed into a home Saturday night. Authorities in Harrison Township says the car quickly accelerated for an unknown reason, hit a curb and drove across 2 front yards before crashing into the living room of a house. The crash started a fire that engulfed the SUV and the home. Police say the 72-year-old driver and his 61-year-old passenger were killed in the crash. No one inside the house was hurt. The crash remains under an investigation by Harrison Township Police and the county's prosecutor's office. Now let's go to Trey Mining with the first look at our forecast. Trey, today was pretty. It was kind of cold earlier when I walked my dog, but then it began to warm up.
It was very cold this morning. The low temperature was 23.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Freezing.
Ooh, big time. But sun is out. Warming trend's going to continue. Then eventually some rainfall. So it's all good around the crossroads. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. Well, once again, there's a review of the low temperatures in the overnight. 23 degrees Victoria. Ooh, that's mighty chilly, mighty chilly. Even freezing down at Port O'Connor, 31 degrees there recorded. It's a low temperature last night, 32 degrees in Seadrift. And mid to upper 20s from Yoakum, Cuero to Hallettsville, Gonzales, and Seguin area. Won't be that cold tonight, thankfully, but temperatures be a little bit on the chilly side as we go through the next couple of days. So we get this remote to work in, get it woke up here. There we go. Now that's what I'm talking about. Look at that nice sunny skies in Victoria. Currently, temperature nice and roasty toasty, 60 degrees on the outside. Humidity levels, take a look at that. Don't see that here that often. 14%, very dry out there. I said the rain chances are on the way. What days will feature the rain chances? We'll talk about that and the full forecast for the week coming up a little bit later on. Amaya?
Thank you, Trey. In Providence, Rhode Island, students at Brown University are starting to return to campus following the winter break, but the effects remain of December's mass shooting that killed 2 people and injured 9. Here's the latest.
A new year at Brown University, but campus will never be the same.
TA camp has always been something that I've always enjoyed, like being back early, but it feels really weird this semester.
Jaideep Naik is a senior and a teaching assistant.
It's been pretty empty, like more than usual for TA camp, the campus as well. It just doesn't feel the same, I guess, wanting to explore, wanting to go out as much. It's been focused more on just getting the work done.
Students at other schools in the city said they feel a difference too.
There's a lot of empathy with them and we feel the difference. We feel like everyone hurting and like how the whole community feels completely different.
Paulina Zambrata is an international student at Johnson & Wales and stopped by the memorial at Brown Saturday to reflect on what happened here just over a month ago.
I've talked to some Brown students about how they feel getting back, and they just told me how everything feels like completely different. Like even if it's been weeks from the tragedy, like it's just not the same.
A new semester isn't the only new thing on campus. The university implemented new safety measures, expanding the school's blue light emergency phone and surveillance camera network, requiring ID cards to access buildings, and elevating the presence of public safety officers. Naik says he notices a difference.
Personally, I feel safe, and I think that's because of like the increased presence I've noticed. Most buildings I've walked into now have at least like some security guard or something at the front. A lot of the buildings I used to like just walk into like without swiping, like the CS building, for example, I have to like swipe into.
Any new military recruits who are HIV positive cannot begin training for now. CNN reports Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth made the decision Friday after a federal appeals court paused a lower court ruling that allowed HIV positive applicants to enlist. A judge had ruled in 2024 that the military couldn't reject anyone who was enlisted solely for being HIV positive. The appeals court's final decision is still pending. pending, and the Defense Department is expected to decide in the coming weeks whether to reinstate the ban. A 2025 military study found over 11,000 service members tested HIV positive after joining. And worried about what your kids are watching online. A free site that lets parents and caregivers control the video their child is watching, from drawing and dinosaurs to sports and music, while keeping content safe and educational.
Go Caboodle is a free website for parents and caregivers to manage what kids are viewing. Parents simply create an account and then they can search caboodles made by other users and add them to a junior account. Topics range from music to sports to drawing.
And the idea is parents have control.
Galen Dow noticed videos his children were watching had inappropriate content, so he created his own safer space.
You can have learn your ABCs or learn to draw or sports content or dinosaur content or whatever it is, knowing that within the child's app, they can't wander off and go to anything else other than what you've approved in.
Parents create their account and set up one for their kids. They can search and add videos uploaded by other users to the junior account.
It opens up this universe of organizing really interesting things that could be for any child. And you don't have to be a child of means. It's free, so that's important to us.
Renee Carrico, the psychology program director at St. Michael's College, says screen time can have positive effects, especially when kids are viewing high-quality educational content.
Helping them learn socio-emotional skills, or increasing literacy or academic skills, or improving executive function. So those are cognitive skills like planning and problem solving and behavioral control.
Grandparents, coaches, and other caretakers can be added to a Go Caboodle account to help add videos. They're responsible for filtering the content.
The idea is it presents content to your child in alignment with your values.
With new users joining daily, Dow is hopeful the site will continue to improve.
There's a lot of little problems that we could help solve, but very long term, there's an endless roadmap of, first of all, parents getting control back of these tools and apps for their kids. And then second of all, learning from that and maybe creating better experiences for everyone.
Dow encourages parents to join the site and then submit feedback on what you like and what you think can be improved. Alexis Crandall, NBC 5 News.
Victoria County Commissioner Court will meet Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. at the Victoria County Courthouse. The meeting was moved because county offices are closed Monday due to the Martin Luther King Jr. Day. On the agenda, commissioners are expected to consider allowing Precinct 3 and 4 road and bridge crews to assist with the Victoria Livestock Show as needed. They will also discuss approving a contract change with Square One to add materials testings for the county's mental and behavioral health facility project. And as more will be discussed at the meeting. And for more local news, content, weather, and sports, come to our website at crossroadstoday.com. And if you see news happening, let us know. Call the number on your screen to contact our newsroom or email us your tips at staff@crossroadstoday.com. Tensions rise across the Atlantic as the European meet after Trump's threatened 10% taxes. Could your prices go up? Next.
Let's take a review of the day. High today, 61 degrees. Low last night, a record breaker, 23 at Victoria Regional Airport, which is way under our normal. And take a look at this also. This was the coldest day in Victoria ever, way back in 1930, 9 degrees. So definitely it's the coldest time of the year. Nowhere near this or that anytime soon, but we'll have some rainfall that'll be coming eventually. Take a look at that coming up in the full forecast.
Protests intensifying in Minnesota this weekend over the Trump administration immigration crackdown following the ICE killing of Renee Good. Now, some 1,500 active duty Army's paratroopers have been put on alert for a potential deployment. ABC's Matt Rivers is in Minneapolis with the new developments.
This morning, amid intensifying protests in Minnesota, officials telling ABC News that 2 battalions from the 11th Airborne Division, some 1,500 active duty Army paratroopers, have been put on alert for a possible deployment here, even though for now there is no plan for that to happen. One official saying the president has not made a final decision whether to deploy those 2 battalions. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment. That official saying, "We are taking prudent steps to prepare active duty Army forces. This doesn't mean they will deploy. We are preparing options." This comes after President Trump threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act in order to deploy federal troops. But in recent days, the president seeming to walk that back.
If I needed it, I'd use it. I don't think there's any reason right now to use it. But if I needed it, I'd use it. It's very powerful.
Tensions mounting in the city of Minneapolis after 11 days of demonstrations. We were outside City Hall Saturday as dueling protests took place. Hundreds of anti-ICE protesters descending on the area, vastly outnumbering the handful of people who had shown up for a pro-ICE rally organized by a conservative influencer.
What's happening right now is that the organizers of this rally, who are in the middle of that scrum right there, they're being forced out of the City Hall area, drowned out by hundreds of people who are anti this ICE deployment in the city. The message to these organizers: get out.
Meanwhile, the Minnesota National Guard posting this picture, saying that if they are ever deployed to the streets here, they will wear these bright yellow vests to differentiate themselves from ICE and Border Patrol.
The European Union is having an emergency meeting after President Trump said he might put a new 10% tax on goods from Denmark and 7 other European countries, including France, Germany, and the UK. He wants the U.S. to be able to buy Greenland first. The taxes would start February 1st. The European Union says this could hurt their relationship with the U.S. and promised to respond together. Experts warn that higher taxes could make things like medicine and airplane parts more expensive. And from the European Union held an emergency meeting but continues Sunday after U.S. President Trump. Donald Trump announced new tariffs on 8 European countries that oppose the U.S. taking over Greenland. Now, the European Union is one of the U.S. largest trade partners. Implementing tariffs could mean higher prices on multiple goods. Now, Jen Sullivan is tracking the latest conflict and how it could impact American consumers. Here's some more details.
Tensions between the U.S. and European nations are rising after President Donald Trump announced a 10% tariff on 8 countries that oppose the U.S. taking over Greenland. Those tariffs will start February 1st and rise to 25% on June 1st until an agreement for the takeover is reached. The U.S. Treasury Secretary defending the U.S.'s actions on NBC's Meet the Press Sunday.
I believe that the Europeans will understand that this is best for Greenland, best for Europe, and best for the United States.
For months, Trump has insisted the U.S. should control Greenland. Its far north location makes it ideal for missile early warning systems and monitoring vessels in the region.
We need Greenland for national security.
Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark, which is a member of NATO. Any American military move on Greenland could trigger Article 5 of the NATO treaty, which says an armed attack on one NATO territory is an attack on all.
Nobody in Europe is backing down their full support for Greenland and Denmark in this case.
The threat of tariffs is infuriating many of America's closest allies.
Obviously, I don't agree with that.
The EU is one of the U.S.'s biggest trade partners.
This is something which will be very costly to the U.S.
Trump didn't say if the tariffs were on top of current levies. An added 10% tariff on European imports could drive up prices for many products, like pharmaceuticals, cars, auto parts, wine, and food. And those costs would likely be paid by U.S. consumers. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
The U.S. carried out a strike in Syria to target a leader connected to an ISIS attacker who killed 3 Americans in December. Since then, the U.S. has launched other strikes against ISIS. In Syria, government troops say they have taken control of the country's biggest dam and northern city of Tabqa. These areas were controlled by Kurdish-led forces, but the organizations say the city was not taken. The U.S. is asking both sides to be careful and avoid more fighting. And experience our digital streaming service Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus.
And northerly flow in the mid-level lows of the atmosphere and low levels as well, keeping the cool, dry air in place for the time being. But changes are on the way, which does include rainfall. We'll talk about that coming up in your forecast. Good afternoon, Trey Mining here. Hope you had a great weekend. And it was a mighty chilly one this morning. 23 degrees in Victoria. Woke up early in the morning time, about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, I tell you what, it was very cold. But we're beginning a slow warming trend, so don't have to worry about that anytime soon. And cool, dry air is still in place over our region here. Another reinforcing surge coming in. And that'll result in some gradual better rainfall chances as we head toward the middle part of the week, as humidity will begin to return and begin to moisten the atmosphere and make it more unstable and ready for rainfall. But that's not the case currently. Temperatures in the 50s. We'll be again in the 40s and 30s coming up early tomorrow morning, but nowhere near freezing. I think it should be quite a bit above freezing, maybe at least about 5, 6, 7 degrees above freezing. And by 6 a.m., by 10 a.m. coming up for your Monday, we'll be in the low to mid 60s, and that should be our high temperature near 70 degrees, maybe topping that. Coming up by 2 o'clock will be the high temperature for your day on Monday, and pretty much the majority of the week as you go through with more of a milder overall trend coming in for the next several days after today. Sunny skies will continue to dominate, mostly clear in the overnight tonight, with radiational cooling still in place, but not allowing the temperatures to get as cold as they were this morning, but still mighty chilly. You'll need your sweater and your jacket early tomorrow morning. But notice as we head toward the day on your Monday into your day on Tuesday especially, more clouds begin to appear from the south and southwest and begin to overtake the sky coming up for your day on Tuesday, as you see right here. Then begin to see some rainfall coming in off the Gulf and another front coming on down. So a better rain chance coming in for your day on Wednesday. So get your umbrellas handy and keep them handy. But light jacket should cover it for the next couple of days after today. Wake up time on your Port Lavaca forecast. 6 a.m., 39 degrees. I almost said 90 degrees. Not quite that hot yet. High temperatures in the mid 60s coming up for Port Lavaca. for the sunny skies again for your day tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies for your Martin Luther King Day. And Cuero as well, 34 degrees by 6 a.m., waking up on the cold side. Then pretty mild overall, mid-60s, near 70 degrees by the 3 o'clock hour. Victoria, clear and cold. Temperatures just above freezing, more or less. And with sunny skies for the rest of the day coming up for your day tomorrow. By noon, 3 o'clock, and near 70 degrees. And extended forecast for us here, looking pretty good for your day on Monday. And clouds decreasing, I showed you there on the model on Tuesday. Rain chances pretty high, 70% on your day Wednesday. Another rain chance toward the weekend. High temperatures pretty mild overall in the 60s and 70s. Lows 40s, 50s, and even maybe getting near 60 degrees for the low coming up by Friday and Saturday. So not bad a week overall. Take a look at this. This is your QR code. Get your smartphone, as you know, scan the code. You see there on your screen right now. That'll take you to a web page. You can download our app. News, weather, and sports at your fingertips. Easy, convenient, free of charge to have on your phone. We can connect it with us with all the news, weather, and sports you need to know. And speaking of sports, here he is, Ray Robinson.
Thank you, Trey. The Texas Amateur Athletic Federation Winter Games kicked off in Victoria with thrilling swimming action. So stay tuned to hear from some of the young swimmers who made a splash and dominated in the pool. The Texas Amateur Athletic Federation kicked off the first section of their Winter Games this past weekend. The city of Victoria once again serving as the host for these exciting events. Activities such as golf, cornhole, and swimming were held, with the swimming competition standing out as one of the weekend's highlights. The Victoria ISD Aquatic Center was packed to the brim this past morning. Despite the chilly weather trying to keep everyone out of the water, inside it was heating up with elite swimming as swimmers of all ages took the plunge. I caught up with the thrilling finals of the boys 9 through 10 age group 100-yard medley relay, where the R&R Aquatics team from Rosenberg made quite a splash, dominating the race with a cool final time of 1 minute 16.60. Hot on their heels, Port Aransas clocked in at just a bit faster at 1 minute 9 seconds, .79. Let's dive right into some words from the standout swimmers of the R&R Aquatics program.
I feel good. I think we did really well compared to the others, and I think we're going to get better next time too. They've pushed me to my limits to help me grow and get here. After I saw Parker go do his backstroke, I was like, okay, it wouldn't be that bad with everyone watching.
Okay.
Good. This is my favorite event, the medley relay. So, yeah, I was nervous, but we swam it out.
And as powerlifting season gets underway in the Crossroads, Victoria East proudly stands out, demonstrating elite performance and unwavering determination. The boys team delivered a commanding performance, securing first place overall at the highly competitive powerlifting meet held yesterday in Rockport. Khalil Prater claimed first place in the 198-pound weight class, showcasing exceptional strength and technique. Zayden Perez earned second place, strong in his 123-pound weight class, while Pedro Coronado secured second place in the 181-pound category. Braden impressed with the second place performance, finishing in second place with in his 220-pound division, while Noah Gonzalez represented the team fiercely in the super heavyweight division in the second. And on the girls' side, Brooke Hernandez stood out as the highest placer, earning a commendable fourth place in her weight class. And the state rivalry with UT and A&M continues today on the hardwood, and this time it's with the women's side. The 19-2 Lady Longhorns took on the Texas A&M Aggies, and things got ugly for the Aggies midway through the third, as it was one of the biggest leads of the game with a 38-point lead for Texas, and the Longhorns walk away with the victory. Final score 80-35. And as the divisional round wraps up, unfortunately, that's where the line stops for the Houston Texans. Whether it was the snow or not, the Texans fall to the New England Patriots. Final score 28-16. The Patriots will go on to face the Denver Broncos in the conference championship. But that does it for your sports. Amaya.
Thank you, Ray. Now get ready to celebrate National Winnie the Pooh Day this Sunday, honoring the beloved bear. Next. Marks National Winnie the Pooh Day, honoring the beloved bear and his creator, British author A.A. Milne. Born in 1882, Milne is best known for his children's stories featuring Pooh, a bear inspired by a real black bear named Winnie who lived in the London Zoo. Now, Milne's son, Christopher Robin, named his own teddy bear after her. Today, Milne's stories have been translated into more than 50 languages and remain classic favorites for children around the world. I love Winnie the Pooh. I know you know the story of the Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the character? He was very just like always sad.
Eeyore.
Eeyore, yeah. He was a good character too. I thought he was funny. And then the pig, she was just, I think it's a she.
Piglet.
Piglet.
Yeah.
Piglet.
He knows.
Piglet was always so happy. He was just cheering the crowd up. So yeah, I love Winnie the Pooh.
Can this weather do that? Can this weather?
Oh, can the weather?
Sunshine could do that. We finally got that. Cold temperatures may not be able to do that, and it didn't make me happy this morning because it was a little bit too cold. But never fear, we have a warmer trend is here. Temperatures in the 60s to near 70 degrees for the next 7 days. Lows in the 50s and a few 40s here and there. Good rain chance on Wednesday, 70%. Again, a little bit on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So after a record low this morning of 23 degrees, we're back on the warming trend, which makes me happy. And I think that makes Winnie the Pooh happy as well.
Winnie the Pooh, I'm pretty sure he loves warm weather. And now Martin Luther King Day will be sunny.
Nice and sunny.
Nice and sunny. That is so nice. Well, look, at least we're getting some warm weather again. Well, thank you for joining us. We hope you'll be with us tonight for 25 News Now Weekends at 10. See you.